Well, I'm packing up and going to Cali. Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If you are a new viewer, I want to thank you immensely for stopping by. I hope you like the video, the channel, and I hope you all subscribe. So we've all been there with this whole self-doubt thing. We get a vision in our head. We get goals in our head. It could be from where we're going to live, who we're going to marry, how much we're going to weigh, anything, right? And then things go along well to a degree, or we sometimes don't even give them a chance to start because the first thing that goes on in our mind is, what if? What if? Well, a lot of times we set our own selves up for failure. We sabotage our own self before we get a chance to get started. We oftentimes don't think we're capable. We look at maybe a finished product of a friend or family member or just someone that we admire. We look at how they started and how they ended up, but then we don't look at what all happened in the middle, like that meantime stuff. Those people hit blockades, they hit stumbling blocks, they were discouraged just like you probably are right now. But they got to the end point that you're trying to get to because they did not give up. And see, that's the difference maker right there. There are going to be challenges in our lives. There are going to be roadblocks. There are going to be people who don't support. There are going to be your own reasonings, your own fears, and the list goes on and on and on. How much faith do you have in your own decisions? Do you look for people and call people up and put more value on their opinions and their thoughts on your decisions and your thoughts for your life? And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with asking people. I mean, we have parents, we have siblings, we have good friends. I get that. We're supposed to invite them in when we have major decisions on the horizon, but to a degree. The problem comes in when you put more emphasis and value in other people's opinions on what to do with your own life. So in the beginning of this video, you guys saw me say that I'm packing up and leaving. I'm actually from Ohio and going to California. Now, you might ask yourself too, why would she leave a comparably safer state to go all the way to the fire-ravaged, beautiful state of California? If your dreams, your aspirations are healthy, they're not hurting anybody, you're not neglecting your children, you're not leaving your wife, you're not leaving your husband, things like that, why not look into these things, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to look back. I have another video that I'm going to link somewhere in this video about regret. We don't want that. The whole goal is to better ourselves, to become stronger, to become advocates of our own thinking, supporting our own selves when no one else will, believing in our own selves, losing that doubt, because doubt is so powerful, it will just stumble you every single time. I went to California about a year and a half ago, and I'll also put that link in the video, for the very first time in my life. Now, my father was an entertainer. My father traveled extensively, and he was in the military. And when I was a teenager, he would always say, sing for the troops, go to California, start out there. But fear was always the ruling force in my life. And not to mention that doubt. I didn't feel I was good enough. I didn't feel I had the right backing. There were a bunch of different emotions I struggled with that my father obviously did not struggle with, and that he also saw in me to encourage me to do these things. But again, I never reached for these things. So when I decided to go to California, I did so on Amtrak and all by myself, and it was an adventure. It changed my life, and it kind of solidified everything that he used to talk about, and it also solidified what was a part of me growing up. Now I want to give you a few tips to help you when doubt starts rearing its ugly head, because we cannot move forward when we're overcome with doubts and we're like second guessing ourselves all the time. And so we are here to grow. We're here to enjoy our lives, and I'm stumbling all over my words. But yeah, we are here to grow. We're here to get out of these little comfort zones. We're here to take risks, take chances, improve our lives, to really live our lives. But we can't do that when we're always second guessing ourselves. So my very, very, very first thing, top choice pick is always, when it comes to big decisions, pray. God is listening to us. He cares about us. Pray. He will show you. And then once you pray, make sure you go with your gut feeling. Usually for me, I'll start getting a certain feeling of a decision being right or wrong. And it's a beautiful tool that God uses that's inside of each one of us, and it's called the conscience. And this is another good one. Remember, think back to when you were in high school or when you were in college or a business meeting. Certain subjects came up and your input or the input was asked of everyone. And you may have had a thought or an idea, but you felt like, that's a dumb answer. They're not going to go for that. And then someone else pretty much says the same thing that you were going to say. And it wasn't such a dumb idea after all. Learn to not second guess yourself. Think back. Think back to all the times when you were successful, when you were right on, and like, wow, you have more power than you really think. Now, another thing you can do is to see yourself as a leader. Think of yourself as a leader. A leader can't be like wishy-washy in his or her decision. Because all the people below the leader will be like, you have to look at yourself as a leader. Be confident. Whatever decision you come to, be confident. Work your way from there. And usually, it works out. And if it doesn't work out, you just learn from it. That's the worst that could happen. Also, start writing things down. Like, make a list. Because when you have big decisions in your mind, it's like you need something to look at, something tangible. Make a list and write things down, cross things off as your mind or your views or your visions or your perspective changes. Start making those lists. That should help out. Again, y'all, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Comment below. Let me know if you like the content I'm making. If you want me to do different content or more content like this, I got you covered. I don't know why I'm trying to tell y'all about decisions because I can't even figure out what I'm wearing for work the next day. But okay. This is supposed to be on this side. Oh, wait. One thing I forgot to mention, guys, on a serious note, pray for California.